We go to chapter 7, market equilibrium. So before we go further about market equilibrium, you have to note that in every market, except if there's government intervention, the price mechanism decides the price of goods and services. That means the market forces of demand and supply decides the price. Do you get the point here? In every market, the market forces for demand and supply decide the price, except if there is government intervention.
So there is a scale. The graph.
Yeah, no, I'm just giving you an highlight about what market is about. In a market, in every market, price is determined by the demand for and the supply of goods in that market, except if government is taking charge of the market. So we'll go to today's topic, which is market equilibrium. So when we talk about market equilibrium, we're talking about equilibrium price. And when we're talking about equilibrium price is the price of agreement between the quantity demanded of a product and the quantity supplied. That means a price at which the quantity supplied in the market is equal to the quantity demanded in the market. So the price at which they equal is called equilibrium price. I think it's clear.
So
you want to say something?
Yeah.
No, we just go down. We're not talking about the activity.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. Equilibrium, there's the graph here. So this is equilibrium. Yeah, demand and supply. The point at which demand and supply meets is equilibrium point. The quantity at which they are is the equilibrium quantity. The price at which both demand curve and supply curve meet is the equilibrium price. The price at which they meet, equilibrium price. The quantity at which they meet, equilibrium quantity. The point at which they meet, equilibrium point. I think that is clear. So this is the graph there. The graph is there already. So we have the price at 30, the equilibrium is at 3,000. So the equilibrium price is 30 pounds. The equilibrium quantity is 33,000 units. So that is where demand and supply meet. That is called the equilibrium price. I think it's clear. So we have what we call the market clearing price. When we talk about the market clearing price, it means at this point in time, the market is clear. The quantity demanded is equal to the quantity supplied. So that it is assumed that the market clearing price means that both buyers and sellers have agreed to buy and sell or to provide or produce goods that will be sold in the market. So if 100 units were bought, if 100 units were supplied into the market, 100 units were bought in the market. So that is what the market clearing price is. It means at that point in time, the market is clear. The amount of goods bought to supplied to the market is the amount of goods sold in the market. I think it's clear. So when goods are sold in the market, definitely the businesses would have revenue. Yes or no? So that takes us to total revenue. So when I talk about total revenue, the formula for total revenue is the price of a product multiplied by, I wrote it already, don't worry. The price of a product multiplied by the quantity sold. So the price is 10, the quantity sold is 500. 10 times 500, that's 5,000. So the total revenue made by the business is 5,000. So what does it imply? It means that the amount we generate from the sale of goods, that is what total revenue is. Is it clear? You have to do the activity yourself, okay? So we'll move further. You go to sheets. No, not now. You do it after now.
Yeah.
So we go to shift in demand. For shift in demand, here it says the equilibrium price will change if there are changes in supply or demand. Listen, please. Yeah. There's shift in demand. Shift in demand could be to the right or to the left. Yeah. To the right means that there's an increase in the quantity demand as a result of a change in other factors that affect demand. So if there's a change in the quantity demanded of a product, that means, for example, let's say the price of, if there is an increase in the quantity demanded of a product, immediately the price of the product will change. Are you with me? An increase in the quantity demanded of a product will definitely increase the price of such products. So that means the demand curve will shift rightward from D1 to D2, indicating that there's an increase in the quantity demanded in the market. At the same time, the price of the product will move upward from P1 to P2, and the quantity demanded would also increase. The quantity demanded in the market would also have increased from Q1 to Q2, meaning that there's a new equilibrium. Do you understand what we're talking about here? Shifts in demand will change the equilibrium price from P1 to P2. If there's an increase in the quantity demanded from D1 to D2, we're going to have a new equilibrium. That is what shift in demand will cause. You get shift in demand here. So we'll go to shift in supply. The same thing that happens to demand will happen to supply. Shift in supply, an increase in supply will definitely shift the equilibrium price. A decrease in supply will also shift the equilibrium price. So for shift in supply, a change in supply will also affect equilibrium price. An increase in supply will shift the supply curve rightward. An increase in supply will shift the supply curve rightward from S1 to S2. As a result of that, there will be a fall in price from P1 to P2, because here the quantity supplied to the market is more than the quantity demanded. Are you with me? So that means prices will fall from P1 to P2, and the quantity supplied will increase from Q1 to Q2, giving us a new equilibrium price at P2. So the point at which demand equals to supply will be at P2.
Yeah.
Is it clear? Any question about that?
No.
Okay, the activity 2, you will do it after the class. So we'll go on to shifts in supply and demand. Are you there?
Yeah.
Shifts in supply and demand. It is possible for both supply and demand to change at the same time. This is called, this could be displayed as demand increases and supply decreases. So we might have an increase in demand, at the same time has a fall in supply. So if this happens, an increase in demand will be represented as increase, a rightward shift from D1 to D2 in the graph. D1 to D2 in this figure 7.6 will mean that there's an increase in the quantity demanded of the product from D1 to D2. At the same time, the quantity supply in the market has fallen from S1 leftward to has reduced from S1 to S2. So demand is increasing while supply is decreasing. But what happens to the price? There's going to be a new price at P2. That is the point. You get the point here? An increase in the quantity demanded of the product in concurrently to a decrease in the quantity supplied in the market will lead to a new equilibrium price. So here, supply is less, demand is high. So what happens to price? Price will rise. So price will expand. Price will move upward from P1 to P2. So the new equilibrium will be D2, S2 will be at P2. Do you get the point here? An increase in price will be represented in the demand curve as D1 to D2, rightward shift, while a fall in supply will be represented as S1 to S2. At the same time, the price will move upward from P1 to P2.
This is the slide demand in the shift.
Yeah, that's shift in supply and demand. So there could be shift in the supply and demand curve at the same time.
So the will be
we'll move to P2.
Yeah.
From P1 to P2.
Yeah.
It will increase. Price will increase because supply is falling while demand is increasing. Is it clear? Any question about that? So we'll go to excess demand. For excess demand, when we talk about excess demand, I'm going to use the graph to explain excess demand. Scroll down, there's a graph there for excess demand. Are you there? So when we talk about excess demand, it basically means that the price of a product has been reduced below the equilibrium price. So we have excess demand when prices fall below the equilibrium price. The equilibrium price is the price of agreement between the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied. So whenever prices fall, or whenever prices are set below the equilibrium price, at that point in time, the quantity demanded will rise. The rate at which the quantity demanded will increase will be higher than the quantity supplied. Because at that point in time, consumers will want to maximize the quantity they buy and satisfaction. Are you with me, please? When yeah, that is excess supply, excess demand.
Oh.
For excess demand, it would have been as a result of a price reduction, a fall in price below the equilibrium price. The equilibrium market price is 60. A price below 60 would lead to excess demand. Do you get the point here? The market is willing to sell at 6, but there's an increase, there's a fall in the price below the equilibrium price. That will lead to excess demand. So excess demand is as a result of a fall in the price below the equilibrium price. That's excess demand. Is it clear? Then excess supply. For excess supply, at that point in time, prices are set above the equilibrium price. So the price is set at 80 now. So if the price is set at 80, suppliers will be willing to supply more because at that point in time, they will be able to maximize revenue and profits. So supply in the market will be more than demand in the market because prices have increased. And when prices increases, consumers will not be willing to buy. Do you get the point? The law of demand says the lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded. So if the price is set below the quantity, if the price is set below the equilibrium price, the consumers will be willing to buy more to enjoy the situation. And if the price is set above the equilibrium price, producers will be willing to produce more because they will be able to maximize revenue and profit. Because the law of supply says the higher the price, the higher the quantity supply. Do you get it now? So we have excess demand when price is set below the equilibrium price. We have excess supply if price is set above the equilibrium price. Any question about that? So we'll go to how to correct equilibrium. How to correct X, yeah, it's the same as correcting. It's the same as correcting excess supply and excess demand. You have to take note of this. Both excess demand and excess supply will lead to disequilibrium. Both excess demand and excess supply will lead to what? Disequilibrium. So to correct disequilibrium, producers must be able to, they can restore disequilibrium by changing the price or adjusting supply. Listen to me, please. Producers will be able to remove disequilibrium or take away disequilibrium in 2 ways, either to reduce or to either to restore or either to change the price to suit the market situation or adjust the supply. So it's either they change the price of the product, maybe the price is falling, they change it to become higher. That will adjust it to equilibrium. Or the supply that is excess in the market, they stop supplying to the market, and that would also reduce this equilibrium. Do you have any question about that? So that is about disequilibrium. We'll go to the chapter end question. We have multiple choice question here. Are you there, please? Multiple choice question, please. The first question says, please read for me.
Which of the following statement is true if the price is set below equilibrium of the price in the market? A, supply and demand will be equal. B, there will be excess
supply in the market.
C, there will be excess demand in the market. The supply will be greater than demand in the market.
When the price is set below equilibrium price, this favors consumers. So it will become what? It will lead to excess demand in the market. Is it clear? Question 2.
The demand for a product falls and the supply increases, which often will happen.
If demand for a product falls, the supply increases. What happens in the market?
The price will rise?
No. If the demand for a product falls and supply increases, which of the following will happen?
Revenue will rise?
No. B, prices will fall because there's excess supply in the market. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So that's the end of chapter 7.